Hello everybody. I wonder if anybody's into sport here. I like football, by which I mean soccer of course, and cricket too, although I haven't played cricket for a long time now. I've been moving around. So come in and tell me what sports you play. Or if you don't play sport, come and help me read about sport. We're going to read about sport and some of the sports vocabulary. Some very special people actually, extreme athletes who can do marvellous things. Hello there, Kadyrov. Hi there. Are you on the mic? Good morning. Can I hear you at all? So let me screen share with you and show you a page that we're going to study today as well. So first of all, I'm going to give you a kind of sports report and see if you can listen to it and tell me the results. So hi there, I couldn't catch you there. So, did you have a problem speaking there? Couldn't hear you at all. Welcome back. Let's have another go. Hello? Where are you from? Hi there. Inmar Pardo, are you here? Hello there. You're having some connection problems, are you? Okay. Well, keep trying, and I hope to hear you soon. Inmar, what about you? Can you speak clearly now?
Yes.
Ah, great.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you quite well. Yes, I can. Yeah. And do you have any time for sport?
Not very much.
Have you ever played anything?
I ran sometimes, and I do spinning.
Swimming?
Spinning.
Spinning? What is that? What is spinning?
You ride in a bicycle, in a bike,
Yes.
and you do exercise for an hour.
Ah,
With
this is a
music.
kind of exercise bike, indoors.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you go to a gym?
Yes, I go to the gym 2 hours in a week.
That's good. I don't go to a gym right now. Ibrahim, are you on the mic too?
Yes.
I can't quite hear you very well actually there. Could say hello again because your sound is a bit low.
Hello. Hello.
You're very quiet. Can you turn up a little?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're quite quiet. So try to get your volume up a little bit.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, and then I'll come back to you in a moment then.
Okay.
We've got two Ibrahims in the room. Is this another Ibrahim? Mohammed, are you on the mic? Okay, let's go to Maria. Maria, are you on the mic? Can't hear you either, Maria. No sound from you
Hello?
either. Are you
Hello?
muted? Yeah, I can hear you just a little, but it's very quiet.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly if the room is really quiet, but I would like to hear you louder. I'd like your volume to be a bit louder. Can you turn up?
Okay, okay.
And Ibrahim, are you on the mic there?
Yes, I'm on the mic.
Yeah, but I see two Ibrahims. I see Ibrahim BAH and I see Ibrahim Mohammed.
Yes.
Ah, good, good. That's great. And Inma is on the mic with Tower Bridge there. Okay, so let's talk about sport and do some reading about sport. Now, first of all, let me screen share a moment. Now, can you see on the screen? We've got some football results. Football results. Now, when sports results are on the radio or the TV, there are one or two special words. So listen and tell me what if I tell you the football results, I want you to tell me the numbers that go in the gaps. Okay? So, the match between England and South Korea was level at half-time, but towards the end of the match, England just managed to score before the final whistle. So the final result there was 1-0. Germany against Costa Rica was an exciting game. Germany looked like they were going to score a lot of goals, but they were hitting the woodwork and missing quite a few chances in the first half. Just going into the first half 1-0 ahead, but then the final result was that they won by 2. There was a late equaliser by Costa Rica, and the final score was 3-1. Holland against the USA. It looked like Holland were going to win quite comfortably, but they found it difficult to score, finally scoring a late goal just at the end of the match, and going into the end of the match 1-0. Argentina against Austria, that was a draw. Very interesting game with lots of goals. At first Argentina were 2 up, but Austria pulled back and equalised just towards the end, and the final result was 2-2. Italy-Lithuania was a rather defensive kind of game, not very exciting. Very few chances, just 1 or 2 chances, but Italy failed to score, and the final result was there were no goals. It was 0-0. Now, can anybody give me any of the numbers that I read? Do you know, for example, nil?
Nil means 0.
Yeah, that's right. Nil means 0. So if I say the result was 1-1, I could say 1-1.
Yeah.
And if I say 1-0, then I would say what?
Yeah, 1-0.
1-0, yes, that's
Nil,
right.
nil is used only in sports, I believe.
Generally, that's right, yes. But there are some games where they use other words. Do you know what they use in tennis?
I forgot it. I knew it, but I forgot it. What was it?
So the first would be something like this. The first point, 15
Oh?
love. 15 love.
Okay.
So tennis has its own kind of scoring.
Okay.
So, do you play any? Do you actually do any sport?
Are you meaning me?
Yeah, Abdullah, are you involved
Yeah.
in sport at all?
Actually not, but I used to play badminton when I was younger, but I'm not sporty anymore. Unfortunately not.
Well, I used to be interested in sport. I like to play football still sometimes, but I've just moved back to England and I don't have a team at the moment.
I
Have
see.
you ever played football?
I was just a goalkeeper. I
Oh, don't
never,
say just.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't that so interesting. I wasn't on the field. I think I had no feeling to the ball. Yeah, I wasn't good at it. It was not my cup of tea.
Ah,
Yeah.
hmm.
So they put me always no they put me always as a goalkeeper.
They always put you in goal.
Yeah,
And were
always.
you happy about that?
I mean, I had no other chances. I mean, I wasn't good on the field, so I had to stay in the goal. Yeah.
Ah, that's a very important position, though.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the other side, yeah, it is actually important because you have to save goals. Yeah.
Well, let's read about some of these incredible sportsmen and women, because some of these people have done some quite amazing things. Um, let's see what they've done. I'll just make it a bit bigger here. So the bravest athletes in the world. Pat Butcher pays tribute to those sportsmen and women who have ventured far beyond the pain barrier in pursuit of their dream. What do you think the pain barrier is?
The pain barrier is, well, um, how can I explain? Um, is the mm, is the limit of your enduring pains, maybe?
Yeah, maybe some people are prevented from going further because they feel maybe discomfort and then later a bit of pain. But yeah, and you know this word pursuit?
Um, it's another word for to achieve or to make it true, maybe.
Yeah,
To make
maybe.
it,
And sometimes to
yeah,
pursue is to follow something. Or
follow, yeah.
yeah. So can I hear you read A?
Sure, of course. Wait a second. Ah, here we are. There is some intangible element that separates the champion from the also run.
Just a moment. Let's say intangible.
Intan
Intangible.
Intangible. Okay.
Hmm.
Doubtless the geneticist, no,
Geneticists. I think we would stress it a bit more like
yeah,
that. Geneticists.
geneticist will be able to isolate it one day and implant it, but for the time being, we can only marvel all the men and women who win whatever the odds. Like double Olympic decathlon champion Dallie Thompson, who would train on Christmas Day, strengthened,
Strengthened, he said.
strengthened, he said, by the knowledge that none of his competitors would be doing the same. Thompson would also try to reproduce the pressure of competition by deliberately doing poorly in the first two attempts at one of his disciplines, the shot put, for example, in order to force himself to throw the best on the third attempt, since that's how many chances he would get in proper competition. And indeed, Thompson would regularly pull out a winner in exactly those circumstances when all seemed lost.
Yeah, that's very good reading. That's isolate up there, isolate, and
Okay.
yeah, there are some interesting words as well. Could you tell me, for example, what you think an also ran is?
I haven't the slightest idea. I don't know.
Well, it's somebody who doesn't actually win but participates.
Okay.
So it's a word used here to speak about people who are not winning, but
Okay.
they came somewhere in the field. Let's have a look through. Are there any other words that we weren't sure about? Maybe intangible. If something is intangible, what can you say about it?
It's the important element, no? Important
The
or
word intangible is not so much connected with being important. If something is intangible, you can't really put your finger on it.
untouchable, maybe, or is it the same? Untouchable?
Well, when I say you can't put your finger on it, I'm speaking a bit idiomatically. You can't say exactly what it is.
I see.
So it's intangible. It's something, some element which they have. Something they have. They've got something. We wish we had it sometimes, but we don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But we know they've got something different about them, but we're not quite sure what it is. It's intangible. It's difficult to say exactly what it is. Okay. Let me just see the room. Do we have a very quiet room, a few connection problems, and okay. Your name is Abdullah, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Ibrahim, are you here?
Yes.
Good. Okay, good. So I'll pass over B to Ibrahim then. So let's move the screen down. And but oh, by the way, do you know who Daley Thompson is? He's an athlete. No. He was around some years ago, and he was in the decathlon. How many events are there in the decathlon?
I think 10.
10, deck,
Yeah.
yes.
Deck.
When we say deck, it's
Yeah.
usually 10, isn't it? Decathlon.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another one with 3 events, and what's that called?
Triathlon?
Yes, we usually say try and buy in
Tri.
English.
Okay.
Triathlon. So, okay, so Ibrahim, can you take over for B? It goes down a bit actually. There's a lot of B. So we'll take it in turns. I think you can do the first 2 paragraphs. If I just make it a touch smaller,
Okay.
and then tell me if it's too small. Can you actually manage that?
Okay. But more remarkable still are those champions who overcome jury, tragedy, war, and oppression to get to the top. El orator.
Can I just ask you to look at that sentence again? I see a problem with that sentence on the page. But more remarkable still, keep the still as a kind of adverb. More remarkable still are those champions who overcome jury, tragedy, war, and oppression to get to the top. One of those words seems wrong to me. It doesn't seem to make sense. Can you see it, Ibrahim?
No.
Any ideas, anybody? Overcome jury, tragedy, war, and oppression to get to the top. One of those words has something missing. It's a mistake, kind of typo. Hello, Andrew.
Oppression.
We're just reading the second athlete, B, and I see a mistake. I would like you to see it for me.
Maybe overcome, it must be in the past, maybe?
Well, I don't
No?
think it has to be in
No.
the past.
Okay.
Champions who do this, they do this, so it's something they do quite often.
I see.
They do it repeatedly, so it's okay to be in the present tense, but there's a word there which just doesn't make sense.
They have to overcome tragedy? No. Tragedy or... I don't know. I don't know, really.
Well, it's one of the words one of the nouns which they overcome. Jury, tragedy, war, and oppression. One of those is missing part of the word, and it's another word which doesn't make a lot of sense. What is jury? Jury.
The jury is contains no. The jury is there are more than one person who decide about the performance of the athletes.
Well, there might be in dancing or something like that, but usually there's a judge or an umpire or something like this. But this is not supposed to be jury. This is supposed to be something they overcome. What happens sometimes to sportsmen? They can have some kind of damage to their body.
Injury.
Injury is the word we want there.
Ah, oh dear, oh blimey. Okay.
Yes. So let's go back to Ibrahim and carry on reading B, please, Ibrahim. So there's a yeah. Well, you can read that one again if you like. That's but carry on with B and read the first paragraph.
Okay. But more remarkable still are those champions who overcome injury, tragedy, war, and oppression to get to the top. El orator stands in the front rank. On the face of it, orators 4 successive Olympic gold medals in the discus mark him.
Mark him out. This is a kind of phrasal verb, to mark him out. A phrasal verb there, Ibrahim. Do you have any idea about the meaning of marking somebody out?
No.
If you mark somebody out, then you identify them as a special case. So it separates him from the others. So gold medals in the discus, mark him out as a man. Okay, read on.
Mark him out as a man who... What does that mean?
Transcended. Transcended is to go beyond something and past that, higher than that.
Who transcended composition. Yet Ortar had to face stickbacks which would have defied any ordinary athlete to even get to 2 of those games.
Yes, so, but more remarkable still are those champions who overcome injury, tragedy, war and oppression to get to the top. Al-Erta stands in the front rank. On the face of it, Erta's 4 successive Olympic gold medals in the discus mark him out as a man who transcended competition, yet Erta had to face setbacks which would have defied any ordinary athlete to even get to 2 of those games. So it was remarkable that he even got to the games, never mind won a medal. So let me move on now. There's people in the room now. So we've got Andrew, you've been here a while. Could you just go to the next paragraph, please, Andrew?
Otter live on the east coast of the USA, a continent away from the Californian sunshine. I can read.
Let me make it a bit bigger for you. Okay, so...
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Oh. Pronto.
Andrew, are you there?
Yes.
Are you just opening the page there?
Okay.
So let me hear you read, Andrew, please.
Out. No. That's it.
Salvatore, we've got some mic sound coming from you. Just be careful there, please.
Okay, okay.
Are you there, Andrew? Can't hear you,
Yes.
Andrew. Yeah, okay, so are you ready to continue reading?
Yes, yes. Okay. I will read it. Otter live on the east coast of the USA, a continent away from the Californian sunshine under which the majority of his competitors trained.
That word competitor is stressed on the second, competitors.
Competitors trained. Where is it? Where is it?
Have you lost the text?
But
Did you open the link, Andrew?
Yeah, try and open the link,
Yeah.
Andrew. If the page is disappearing from
Yeah.
you, try opening the link. I know when you're in a Hangout, it can be difficult to open links sometimes, if we all open at the same time in the Hangout. But try and open the link if you can. Okay, Andrew, well, look, we'll come back to you in a moment when you're ready with the page open, all right? Andrew, try and open the link, and we'll move on to Atya. Atya, are you on the mic?
Okay, teacher.
Could take that whole paragraph again from the top, please.
Okay. Quarterly on the east coast of the USA, a continent away from the California sunshine under which the majority of his competitors trained. But that was a minor inconvenience compared with the almost fatal car crash he survived between his surprise Olympic gold at the age of 20. In Melbourne, 1956, and his incredible triumph in Rome 4 years later, where he won again, but his victory in Tokyo in 1964 after a series of grave physical injuries was the sort of comeback which is normally associated
with a visit to Lourdes. That's a place people go to get healthy with mineral waters. Are you still there? I think we've lost him now. So, let's see who can take over. Atya, are you back again? Okay, welcome back. So, Atya, you need to... Let's have a look at these two words, minor and fatal. Minor and fatal. So, if you're back, carry on. Yeah, okay, where were you? Do you remember where you were?
Yes, comeback, which is normal. I remember. Carter began to suffer from the chronic cortical disc injury, which required him to wear a neck brace. Undonated, he continued to train compete. To compete,
yeah.
To compete, yes. If that wasn't bad enough, a week before Tokyo, he tore a cartilage in his lower rib.
Okay, good. So let's look at some of these words like minor, fatal, and what does cartilage mean? If you tear a cartilage, do you know what you're doing there? Does anybody know what tearing a cartilage means?
No.
No.
It's some kind of injury.
Mm-hmm.
Cartilage is some kind of connective tissue in your body. Mm-hmm. So not maybe a muscle, but you know the material that connects your muscles and your bones, cartilage. And if you tear it, then you've damaged it in some way, maybe broken it, So he's injured himself there. Now, what I'd like you to do, Atya, is choose a word from the text that you've just read and describe it to us now. But don't say the word. Do you understand how
Yes,
to do
yes,
that?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I describe the word from. Okay, any word or just I choose this word and
You choose
describe-
an interesting word from the text and you describe it. I can give you an example. All right, I'll give an
Yes.
example first. So I will do one. Everybody should write down the word I'm speaking about or say the word I'm speaking about. So in sport, sometimes you're losing, but then you change everything around. And sometimes you're out of competition, almost retired, but you decide to reappear and have another go. And my word tells about this kind of person or this
Yes.
kind of thing. Can anybody see my word? You make a
Victory.
victory. Igor is not the word. I'm speaking specifically about maybe somebody who said, "Oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm retired," or "I'm way down. I'm not winning very much." But then suddenly they're back there again, and
It's a comeback.
a comeback. Yes, comeback.
Yeah.
So now, could you choose an interesting word?
Okay.
So comeback is the word. A comeback. It's a noun. A comeback, and we make a comeback. So sometimes people are almost out of competition. They're way down, or they're not even competing, but they make a comeback. Sometimes they make a comeback and just get some really great results. Sometimes you can make a comeback even in one match. You're losing, but they make a comeback and they start winning again. So, Atya, you choose another word.
Okay, teacher. This kind of metal, this metal give to any person won in the competition.
Is it for the first or second or third?
Gold.
Gold, yes.
Yeah, so we've got gold and we've got silver and bronze. Yes, gold.
Yes.
Great, gold medal. Right,
Yes.
so now let's move the text down to where it says doctors advised. So, Andrew, do you have the text ready to read now? Andrew, are you okay to read or not? Can't hear you, so we'll have to move along. Igor, you can take this one then, please.
Okay. Doctors advise 6 weeks rest, but after a shot of Novocaine and with an ice pack taped to his side and his neck brace on. Orator, how to read this word?
Ah, he's German, isn't he? I think, or Urter
Oh.
or something. I don't know.
No matter.
No
Orator
matter, yeah.
went out and set an Olympic record in qualifying. But in the final, he faced Ludwig Denek, who hadn't lost in 45 competitions. Orator told a colleague, if I don't do it on the first throw, I won't be able to do it at all. He didn't do it on his first throw. Out of the medals, after 4 attempts, he gave it everything he'd got on his fifth.
Fifth.
Otter was probably the only person in the stadium not watching the discuss as
Discuss. Don't say, yeah, you know, discuss is like the verb with a double S, to discuss something, and this is discus.
discus as it winged. Yes.
Yeah, like on a wing of a bird. It winged its way.
Winged its way to another Olympic record. Record? Yes.
Well, record, I would say, or
Record.
because an Olympic record. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? As long as we don't say record, because record is the verb, record, but we can say record or record, but we mustn't say
Record.
record. Yeah, we can say record or record, but we can't
Record.
say record. Yes.
Okay, where was I? Record. Olympic record. He was doubled up with pain, but he had won again as he did, albeit unless heroic circumstances in the next Olympics.
Okay, so before we do the word describing, let's check all the vocab out. So, any words we need to learn there? Anybody? We've got some drugs there. Let's never mind the drugs. Novocaine. I'm not going to speak about medicine too much. It's some kind of thing there. But there's a word which is speaking about having an injection. First of all, do you see the word which means to have an injection?
To have a shot.
A shot, yes. The word shot could mean quite a few things. It could mean to have an attempt at something. Have a shot at this. But here, it's an injection. All right. So tell me, everybody, if there are any words.
Teacher, teacher, what is the meaning of heroic circumstance?
Where are we looking? Circumstances. Heroic circumstances. So it means that circumstances are the situation, and heroic, like so he won on his before in very heroic circumstances. He was a big hero. Everybody was watching. So maybe this was not so heroic. It was maybe low key. Do you understand if I say it's low key, kind of not so high profile, not so heroic? Okay, and well, okay. So we're done for vocabulary. So Igor, can you take the next word describing?
Yes, an easy word. Another. The synonym for colleague. No.
Colleague.
Sorry. Yes, but I said word.
Okay. What was your synonym of colleague going
co-worker.
to be?
I want to say co-worker, so students will find colleague.
Aha, you did it the wrong way around. Okay, so find another one.
Friends.
No.
Friend, colleague.
Colleague was the answer, but he said the word, so he slipped up there. Slipped up. So he's going to do another one.
Julie won, you won, and after that I do one.
Okay, I'll find one then. I will choose a verb. This is a verb that you do when you tell somebody what you think they ought to do, or what they should do. If you tell somebody what they should do, what you think they should do, you are doing this.
Advised.
Yes, the second word, advised.
Yes.
Because I looked straight at the beginning.
Okay, I will do one word. It's easy. When hurts.
When it hurts.
Yes, when it hurts.
I'm just looking for a P word if I can find it.
Pain.
Yes.
Pain.
That's the word I thought, but I can't see where it is now.
It is in the second last line.
Ah, yes.
Doubled
he was
up
in
with
pain.
Yeah.
Yes. So Erta was probably the only person in the stadium not watching the discus as it winged its way to another Olympic record. He was doubled up in pain. Can you imagine him doubled up in pain? Doubled up, his whole body is folded over like, ooh, and he's really in pain.
Suffered.
He is.
Suffered a lot.
What word beginning with A means extreme pain?
Extreme pain is...
Not just, were you hurt? Did it hurt you? Was it painful? Painful? It was absolute
yes.
What is the word? A. Short word, a short word beginning with A, extreme pain.
Sorry, could you repeat?
I'm speaking about some adjectives and some nouns. What pain is pain, but sometimes if you have extreme pain, for example, somebody's burning your leg off in a fire or something like that, and it's not just pain; it's extreme pain. A word, agony, agony. Yes, David.
Agony.
An agony. Yes. So, Lourdes, that's a small health spa, I think, in the southwest of France. So moving down, we've got C, Ron Clark. Health spa, I think. I've got some echo. Who's that? Is it me? I don't know. So moving on from Igor, Samuel, are you there, Sam?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Okay, great. Could you read on from C, Ron Clark?
Yeah, I can try. Okay. Multiple world record holder, John Clark.
Clark, his name is Clark.
Yeah, sorry. Of 60 Australia, was another great athlete who suffered excruciating pain in the pursuit of his goal in the Olympic 10,000 meters in Mexico in 1968. Athletes had been warned that their thin air at altitude could affect them badly. There were even fears for their lives. The Australian team doctor was moved to agree when Clark collapsed in his arm after finishing as first non-altitude runner in 5th place and had to be administered oxygen while unconscious for 10 minutes.
Okay, 2 words for pronunciation. I've just put them in the Verbling chat. Can you just check them out, please?
Athlete and oxygen.
Yeah, that second time round was right. But so athlete, not athlete, and so stress one, athlete, and oxygen. Yeah, okay. Good. So can you do your word, please? Choose a word and describe it. Second time round was right. But so athlete, not athlete. Akin, I've muted you just a moment there, Akin, because big echo problem there. So Samuel, choose an interesting word.
Yeah, excruciating pain.
But just a moment. You've chosen an interesting word, but in this activity we choose an interesting word, but we don't tell everybody the word.
Oh, sorry.
So excruciating pain. Excruciating is an interesting word, isn't it? But you now have to choose another word.
Okay.
And don't tell us.
Okay, got it. Okay, now I have chosen my...
And now describe it for us to guess which word it is.
So I should know the meaning. Okay. This is something that happens suddenly, and you probably fall when this happens. And yeah.
Is it to collapse?
Yes, exactly.
Collapse.
Collapse, yes. Collapse is second syllable. Collapse, yeah. Collapse. Clark collapsed in his arms after finishing as first non-altitude runner in 5th place and had to be administered oxygen while unconscious for 10 minutes. Collapsed. Great. Okay, let's move on. Otherwise, we'll never finish. So, down a bit. Next paragraph. Going down the line. Abdullah, you're back again.
Yeah. It wasn't the first time that Clark had been forced to withstand extreme pain in the pursuit of...
Pursuit. Second syllable. Pursuit of glory.
I'm sorry. Pursuit of glory. When the Olympics were in Melbourne in 19...
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's quicker. Olympics, yes. Another second syllable word. When the Olympics...
When the Olympics were in Melbourne in 1956, Clark, then the world's leading junior miler, was chosen to light the Olympic flame. But the torch had been overloaded with magnesium, and inextinguishable burning matter fell on the youngster's arm as he mounted the steps. Uncomplaining, he continued and duly lit the cauldron.
Cauldron, yeah. Do you know this word, cauldron?
No.
I remember it from Macbeth and the Three Witches, and they have a cauldron which is like a stewing pot made of metal, and they put frogs' legs and things into it and spiders to make some nasty brew, nasty potion.
Okay, now he spent the rest of the ceremony having medical treatment.
Okay, so your word, please. Abdullah, choose a word.
It's a synonym for to endure. To endure something. Hello?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I see a word. I'm just wondering about my word. I see a verb. Something along the lines. What did you say? I heard my word. I'm not sure if it's Abdullah's word. Somebody said uncomplaining, but that was the one I was looking at. But is it the one you're thinking of, Abdullah?
No.
No. Let's look again. So to endure something.
Yeah.
Extreme pain. Withstand.
I think I see it. I think I see it.
Withstand.
Extreme pain.
Yeah. Withstand. Yeah.
Yes, withstand. Yes.
Yeah, that was the word.
Okay, so I shall do one then. So my chosen word will be. Well, I'm going to use a phrasal verb. It means that you can't put it out.
It's inextinguishable.
Yes. You put out fires. This fire was inextinguishable.
Yeah.
Couldn't put it out. Okay. Good work. So, moving down. We've got in Mexico. So, I'll ask Andrew, can you go for the in Mexico?
In Mexico, Clark returned later in the week to contest his other distance, the 5,000 meters.
Can I just interrupt you? I just want to interrupt you, sorry, but the word contest is very interesting, because if you say to contest or to contest, then if you stress it different ways, it could sound like it's a verb, or it could sound like it's a noun. So if you say, I went to a contest, but if you stress the ending, that's the usual way to make it sound like a verb.
Contest.
To contest, yes. So stress the ending a bit more. It's a minor point, but it's an interesting point to be aware of. So try to make it sound a bit like, less like a contest, but to contest.
To contest.
Yeah. So read on.
In Mexico, Clark returned later in the week to contest his other distance, the 5,000 meters. But the Aussie is convinced that the heart condition, which he now suffers so badly, that he can barely jog 3 kilometers without stopping, is a direct result of pushing himself to the limit.
Good. Now, I think there's a mistake with the text with so heart condition, so I'm going to check that out. This was taken from a book with a scanner, so I think that's not so heart condition. How do you think we would pronounce the phrasal verb was to put out the fire?
Thank you.
So how do you think we would pronounce this informal word for an Australian?
The Aussie, the Australian.
Aussie, I think Aussie. Yes, it's a bit like Ozzy Osbourne, like Aussie, because AU can be O and it can be or. There's two ways, but with Australia and Austria, it's an O sound. So, but the Aussie is convinced that the heart condition which he now suffers, there should be no so there. The heart condition which he now suffers so badly that he can barely jog 3 kilometers without stopping, is a direct result of pushing himself to the limit.
The limit.
Yeah. If you push yourself to the limit, Andrew, what do you do?
Exert effort.
Yeah, you give it all. Give it your all. You do
Yes.
everything you
I
can.
will give it. Yeah.
Good. So can you do a word for us, please?
Uh,
Any word from that
Pardon,
paragraph.
pardon?
Can you choose a word from that paragraph and speak about it for us to guess?
Okay.
Shall I give an example?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, my example, I'm choosing a word from that paragraph that Andrew just read. It's a thing that people do, kind of running, maybe not too fast, but just for
Jogging.
exercise. Jogging. Jogging, yes. Andrew, describe a word and we will guess it.
Okay. Encouraging someone.
Sorry?
Encouraging, did you say?
Like that.
Convincing. Convincing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's a bit like, I suppose it's related to encouraging, convincing. Yes, good. So let's move down then to D, and we've got somebody else in D, so let's move on. Atya, are you on the mic there for reading?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Let's go.
Okay. But the Grand Prix for carried in the fact in the face of the overwhelming adversity must go to Anna Quero.
I think this would be like a Poirot, you know, the character from Agatha Christie. It sounds like a kind of French language kind of Poirot, but I don't know exactly. So, but don't worry about the names. Just continue.
Okay, world 800 meters silver, 85 medalist in 1991, and Olympic bronze medalist the following year. Quero was at home in Cuba a few months later, preparing to give birth to her first child when she was the victim of the horrific domestic accident.
Yeah, you know, we're going to have to go in a few minutes and maybe finish this tomorrow with all of the sports vocabulary exercises. But let me just tell you about this. Now, there's two ways of reading this. I heard an American this morning, actually, on TV, and they were saying Grand Prix or something, Grand Prix. But, you know, we don't say pricks because actually you have to be careful with the word pricks. So we say, usually in England we say this a bit like the French would say, something like Grand Prix or something like this. But don't say usually something like pricks. Say Prix, okay? Grand Prix.
Yes.
So you can say, in America they don't say Grand Prix, they say Grand Prix. But don't say pricks. So, can you find a word there that's interesting to describe, please?
Okay. Okay, this word is verb, and this word refer if any person killed at any accident.
Say again. Say again, please, because your sound isn't good.
Okay, this is verb to some person killed at any terrible accident.
Ah, yes, I see the word.
Horrific.
Horrific. Thank you. Is it horrific? Is that your word?
No, victim.
Victim. Ah, victim.
Yes.
Horrific. Domestic accident. Yeah. So victim. Yeah. Actually, the word pricks is actually not necessarily a vulgar word because it's a verb if you put a needle into your skin or something like that. So you could feel a prick. So anyway, moving on. It's not necessarily, you know, but you have to watch the way you speak about these things sometimes. So let's move down, and we've got soap powder here. So I'm going to read this one quickly and go to the little one below it, and then move on to the next one. Because soap powder can be difficult to get, clothes are often boiled in an alcoholic spirit. Poirot's wash literally exploded on the stove and into her face and body. She suffered third-degree burns to much of her skin, lost her child, and almost died. She spent months in hospital, followed by years of skin grafts. And the odds against her returning to athletics, let alone winning anything, seemed astronomical. Millions to one. There was a surprise when she resumed her training in early 1994. Amazement when she turned out for the Pan American Games later that year, and incredulity. What? When she won the silver medal. After all that, so she's an amazing woman. So next reader can go to here, and the next reader is Igor.
Yes.
So we ran out.
We ran out of superlatives the following year when Courot not only returned to the highest level of competition but won the old 800 meters title in Göteborg in the fastest
I say fastest, but you can say fastest.
Fastest time of the year. Courot was already a much admired athlete, but she has won many more fans, not simply by her comeback after such adversity, nor for her victories, but by the manner in which she has comported herself. Her willingness to face up to the camera with pride and defiance has been a source of inspiration to everyone who has encountered her.
Yes. But so if I say we ran out of superlatives, that's an expression. What does it mean? We ran out of superlatives the following year.
We don't know.
If we run out of something, the phrasal verb to run out of means
that there are no more.
There's no more. We don't have any more superlatives. What kind of superlatives might we have had for her? Maybe the first one would be wow, if that's a superlative. Or she's the best, she's the greatest. Superlatives. And we ran out of superlatives. We just couldn't believe it. Yes?
Am I right? It's an idiomatic expression?
Yes, that's right. So, Igor, your word. Have you got another word for us?
Very easy word. A type of measurement.
Meters.
Sorry?
Meters.
Yes.
Meters.
You won.
Okay, I'll do one now. And my word is something which everybody would like to have done to them. It's something that you do when you show how much you like something.
Admired.
Admire, yes.
Bravo.
Good. Right, I'm going to put down, to finish the sport, tomorrow. If we have time. So there's a few things to speak about and some sports vocabulary exercises. So here we've got some questions to do. So I think we can read a bit more as well. There's a little bit more to read because we've so far we've got a bit more to go. So we can finish off another day. So it's 11 o'clock now and I'm moving over to another lesson right now. So see you all shortly, I hope.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
See you. Bye-bye.